Hi, Paul Hefty here with the Triangle O football system. I want to talk about our sprint out pass game. We call this a stretch pro series because our offensive line is using their stretch zone with pass pro blocking, and this is our #1 blitz beater where we move the pocket for the quarterback. Key teaching point with the quarterback's drop back technique. It is not a rollout, but rather an open bucket step with the play side foot, and then attacking downhill with 4 what I call baby steps with the ability to drag the back foot for balance. We're really setting up right behind the tackle, and if the edge is there, we'll take it. So our sprint out series, you can see we're going to use S words for the cues for a sprint theme, and then we use minor league baseball team names. Sprint out pass pro, again, we're using stretch pass pro. We can use it with 6-man with the back going and tacking the edge and the H-back free releasing. We can switch that with our laser and razor, have the back free release and the H in the pass pro, or we can go 5-man solo, lotto, robo, or both the B-back and the H free release. As always, everything starts up front with our offensive line, but this is where we do the overlearning of using our stretch zone blocking and just turn it into pass pro. Our O-line will use their same covered uncovered far reach technique. Key point is the back, and our Lisa and Ray will go ahead and attack the outside hip of the play side tackle. Getting to the line of scrimmage is the key, looking to double and seal the end and combo with that tackle, or then take the Sam if he comes off the edge on a blitz. Again, we like to install and teach first from a 2x2 set. We like to run this towards the wide slot, the A and the Z receiver. We're going then sprint to the right, which is a Saints Ray call. The back, you can see, is going to go ahead and get to the outside hip of that right tackle on the line of scrimmage, comboing end to the Sam. The Z will run a 10-yard slide route. The A then does what we call a slobber read on the corner. He's going to go ahead and go to 10 yards reading that corner. If he is under 12 yards, then we're going to go ahead and run the corner route behind him. If he's anything deeper than 12, then he'll go ahead and do an additional slide route at 10 yards. The backside, the H and the X, just run their over routes, getting over the backers and over the field to get in the line of sight for the quarterback. Quarterback, again, is going to take that bucket step with his right foot, and then his shoulders are pointing right downhill towards the Z and the A, looking outside in or low to high with the over routes as checkdowns. And then he becomes the 5th receiver. If the edge is there and everyone drops off, then continue that sprint out with a controlled run. We can use our exchange tag here, where we simply take the signal and do that shaking motion. The Z now will then go inside and run the slobber read, and the A will take off on that burst with a 45-degree angle to the outside, getting to the numbers, now running his slide route at 10 yards. Z will make the read now on the cat. H and X still taking the over routes with the quarterback using the same sprint out technique and reading the corner all the way, looking outside in or low to high to the over routes to run. We can then run this from 3x1, and the only receiver making an adjustment is the H, running what we call a front side over route, meaning he's going to get vertical to 10 to 12 yards and then look to get over the Sam and over the field in open grass without getting into the A and the Z's area. Quarterback, same reprogression, reading the corner all the way, looking outside in, low to high, to over routes to run. We can run this same concept, but now use old school comeback routes where now the receivers are going to break to the outside and at a 45-degree angle back to the line of scrimmage and the sideline. We just call this smokies. So This is your choice if you'd rather run the slide where the receiver turns inside and then slides out, or use an old school comeback where he's going to pivot to the outside. Still having the A receiver now do what we call a cobber read, reading the corner, and then our comeback with a quarterback using same technique and progression, outside in, shallow to deep, to overs to controlled run. Again, 3x1, H just does his front side over. Everything is exactly the same for all the receivers and the quarterback with their techniques, their route rules, and the read progression. We can use a air raid concept, what I call an old jet concept, where you're simply going to get the takeoff out by the Z and the A runs a speed out. Really good with teams that want to keep that Sam backer, really is more of a box defender, and we simply outrun him to the flats. You can see here now we call this Senators. Quarterback's now going to go high to low to over to controlled sprint. Still reading the corner as his focus defender. Again, 3x1, H just does his front side over. Same rules, same read progression. Next is a classic snag concept with a sprint action. What we're going to get here is the Z running a 3-step V corner to take the top off. Then the A does what we call a shadow route, shadowing the number 2 or flats defender, going to wherever his front hip is, and then running the slide route, but then shuffling if he runs past him to the sideline. The B runs a hot arrow with the H and the X running over routes. The quarterback, same technique. He's going to read the corner all the way, but we do what we call blinking at the Z run the corner. If there's any gray area at all, then we're looking to get the ball to the B right away. So it's an over, under. And then if the Sam runs with that in a man coverage, then the A will just slide behind him right in the hole. Classic snag. Still have the over routes to a controlled run. We can run this from 3x1 and simply use our spikes ray with the back blocking, and the H now is running the hot arrow. Same read progression. Quarterback is blinking at the Z on the 3-step corner with the cat, but again going right to the hot arrow with the H to the A sliding in behind if the Sam runs with him in man, to the over route with the X to a controlled sprint out. We can stack this, and now we get a natural rub and more of a classic snag with sprint action. The Z will go ahead and release now with the stem of his route going 3 steps vertical to the corner with the A still running the shadow and the H with the hot arrow. Same read progression, focusing on the cat, blinking for the Z deep, but then looking for the H hot in the flats, to the A with the shadow in the hole, to the X over, to the controlled sprint out. Again, we can use our exchange tag. Now the Z is going to come in and run the shadow with the A going first, running 3-step corner. Quarterback, same read progression, focusing on the cat, just switching who we're blinking to the A for the corner with the H on the arrow, to the Z with the snag behind. X over, quarterback controlled sprint. Last, we can build off of our sprint game by using a dash concept. You can see we're going to use our Mickey RPO on the backside. Quarterback will just go ahead and do a now setup, reading the will, looking inside out. If he's got that either on blitz or over adjustment, he takes it. If it's a maybe, then he's just going to go into his sprint out technique to the right. Again, just like we've done with spikes, reading the corner, high, low, looking again for the X on the corner, to the B in the flats, to a controlled sprint out. Last, we can run this out of 3x1. All that does is we have a solo lookie on the backside. Quarterback still reads the will with a quick pass. If he's got it, he takes it. If it's a maybe, then we go into our sprint out, running our spikes to the right. Reading the cat, looking for the corner deep, to the B in the flats on the hot arrow, to the A in the hole on the shadow route, to a quarterback controlled run. You can see now we've got a simple way to move the pocket, beat the blitz, using our stretch zone offensive line blocking, but giving our receivers read routes to make sure we're finding open grass to get open. Thanks.